The toppling of the statue of slave trader Edward Colston on Sunday has sparked a widespread debate about whether it's appropriate to mark the lives of colonial leaders.
The bronze figure of Colston was brought down by anti-racism campaigners in Bristol and dumped in the city's harbour. Earlier this morning, a salvage crew from the council retrieved it from the water. Now,
a statue of the British slave trader Robert Milligan was removed from outside the Museum of London in Docklands in East London. The University of Liverpool has agreed to rename a building which carries the title of the former Prime Minister William Gladstone due to his links with the slave trade.
In Edinburgh, councillors are set to consider a plan to install a plaque on the statue of Henry Dundas to explain his involvement in slavery. And in Cardiff, there are mounting calls for monuments of former colonial trader Sir Thomas Picton to be removed. While in Poole, a statue of Robert Baden-Powell, who founded the Scout movement, is to be taken down today. We're joined now by Corrie Drew, who's been campaigning against it. Very good morning to you. Thank you for your time, Corrie. Can you just explain to us why Robert Baden-Powell, why you were one of those who thought this statue should be taken down?
Well, I know that we've all heard of Robert Baden-Powell for starting the Scouting movement, but actually a quick look into his history shows that he was very open about his views against homosexuality, and that he was very open supporter of Hitler and of fascism, and quite a strong, outspoken racist. And I think that it's very easy to just remember the positive from somebody's life, but those are not values that we should be commemorating with a statue or anything else in our town. If we're seeking to have an inclusive society and to be welcoming to visitors, I think we can do much better.
So do you think the right decision now has been taken, which is, whilst the debate takes place, as in terms of the long-term future of the statue and what should happen, that it is taken down?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's important to note that this isn't a historic statue. It's only actually been there for just over a decade. I had expected to work with local community groups on this. I'm very pleased that the statue has been taken down for the time being, but I think that we need to discuss alternatives that would be more fitting, and that discussion needs to be led by members of the local community who fell in the categories that Baden-Powell was so outspoken against. So I think we need to have something which is led by local LGBT and Black people, and we need to have a more positive statue.
And for those people, in this case with Robert Baden-Powell, who are saying that you look at what the Scout movement represents now, that he founded this movement, which clearly now that, you know, so many young people involved in all around the world, what part does that have to play in the discussion about what someone might have said? This was in the 1930s, wasn't it? So how do you balance up those things?
I think, you know, unfortunately, we can't just excuse people's shocking values because they were in the past. There were plenty of people who didn't espouse those values at that time. I think that we can commemorate the positive work without commemorating the man. And I think that something that does that would be much more fitting. There have been so many people who have contributed more positively who might be commemorated on that site, or perhaps it might be decided to put something in place instead which celebrates the Scouting movement rather than the man.
Corrie Drew, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
We will make America great again.